I've always been of the inclination that I don't particularly like carrying cash around with me. I've been brought up in an era I've got so used to sort of tapping things with my card. When you go somewhere it's like it's cash only, I just think, oh my goodness, I have not touched paper for ages. And don't get me started on coins. I've got a bit of a phobia about coppers, especially. It's smelly. I don't like touching them. Make your fingers smell funny. But I must admit, the older I get, the more right-wing I get, the more sceptical I get about government and the way it likes to use and abuse powers. The more I hear about things like digital IDs and cryptocurrencies and having to file your tax return 4 times a year with some sort of software that HMRC can read into directly and therefore know every single cab you've taken, every single meal you've had, every single client and who they are and how they paid and whether they paid on time, and onwards it goes. The more I think, actually, I might start squirreling away a few bits of paper under my mattress. Let's talk now to Charlie Mullins, the one and only Charlie Mullins, OBE, chairman of Wefix London. Charlie, it's so good to see you, lad. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, good, thank you. Very good, thank you.
Now, talk to me about cashless society. Apparently, fewer in half Britons now carry wallets. Loads and loads of people are now no longer using cash. Instead, they're just using technology, as I have just confessed to doing myself. Do you see this as a bad thing?
Undoubtedly, it's a bad thing. I mean, there's many people out there, old people, people that are on their own and not that sort of technically minded, and having to sort of pay by card or by their phone. It's very confusing for them. So I think it's an unfair system. Also, I think that a lot of people budget better by having cash. And the other thing I think is, you know, all this information that we're giving to shops by giving them credit card and debit cards, what happens with that information? How do we know who they're passing it on to, what they're doing with it? But if anything, it's more of a way, I think, of the government trying to control us more, trying to control their spending. And, you know, I think it just stops a lot of people, for argument's sake, if you can't use cash, I mean, if I can't use cash in a shop, I'll walk out of the shop.
Right, I mean, this is it, right? So I've been thinking about this because I used to be quite lackadaisical about all of this. Like I said, it's easy to just tap in and out. And when it's just, you know, at the tube station, tapping in and out, going down M&S to buy a sarnie, bap on the phone, yeah, fine, whatever. But it's what's happening in the future that's now freaking me out, which is, like I said, the sort of having to do your self-assessment 4 times a year, having to use digital software, which plugs into absolutely everything. It records every single payment coming in and out and what it is. And then I learn, actually, that the HMRC are using AI technology from BAE Systems, I believe it is, in order to look for discrepancies, to monitor all of this, that they'll even be able to sort of essentially plug themselves into your savings account and see if anything's amiss. And so instead of a human being having to sit there and do the paperwork where they might think, well, you know, we're chasing this person for a couple of grand, it's going to take 7 grand's worth of manpower to do the investigation into this program, with this person, it's going to be all in some sort of huge database, and computer says no. And that is beginning to really freak me out.
Yeah, well, again, I hear what you're saying there, and, you know, I think it's all becoming too personal. It's intrusive. Obviously, they're not doing a great job because they would have caught Rayner out, weren't they? What Earthling did. So they're not doing a great job. But the other thing you have on it is, you know, what right has somebody got to tell you that you can't use cash and you can't sort of, you've got to do it this way, you've got to do it that way. And there's a lot of fraudulent going on with credit cards and debit cards, and that's being ignored at the moment. I think looking up on something on here was 1.7 billion fraudulent credit card and debit card is going on. So you're giving out that information, whether it be to a Uber driver or well, I won't give it to them, but one of them so-called beggars in the streets. They've even got card machines now. So, you know, you're giving out your information to them, and of course they're going to be feeding you and putting it through twice and that type of thing. You've got less control over it. You're putting yourself into the hands of these people that are telling us exactly what we can do and what we can't do. The other thing is, I won't tip anybody if I'm paying by card. If I'm going to give them, if I'm paying by cash, I'll give them a cash tip because I know they haven't got to pay tax on it twice. I already paid tax on it. What's the point of giving it to a restaurant and they've got to pay tax on it again? You know, so I won't give someone a tip if it's not cash.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, as well, yeah, everyone knows you primarily as, the plumber-in-chief, if you will. And a lot of tradies like cash payments for this sort of reason, because it's about being able to save a bit of money here and there. It's about that fluidity and that freedom. And you don't need HMRC breathing down your neck after everything. And this is really going to affect a lot of people that has been their modus operandi for a long time.
That's right. It's going to affect a lot of people on a lower income, and a lot of people, there's many people that still don't have a bank account. There's many people that can't get a credit card. It's going to get themselves in more and more debt. And yourself, just I think this week there's been 2 big companies have gone down, meaning people can't pay, people can't, buy food, people can't pay their bills on it. A big thing happened out here in Spain, I think just a few months ago. Everything crashed. And nobody could draw any money or pay anything. So we're relying on one system. If we become a cashless society, then I think we're going down the wrong road. I think it's going to lead to bigger problems. And, cash will never crash, will it?
True, but how can we hold this back? Because I have a feeling governments are just going to put this through, whether we like it or not.
Well, you know what government are like. They do exactly what suits them. And undoubtedly they will put it through on the basis that they can control people more, tell people where they can spend their money, where they can't. They made it very difficult, I think everywhere now, mainly in the UK, of trying to draw cash out of a cash machine, finding one that's working. They're charging you crazy money. Obviously, they're making more money out of the direct payment off of your telephone or as you give the card in. So they're making it very difficult. Personally, I have to say it. It's all about the banks, it's all about the government, and they're all crooks in suits.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, Charlie. It's been amazing catching up with you, my love. And listen, I'm beginning to come round to the belief as well that cash is king. I just think we should live in a free society. And this government, especially with the advent of all the digitisation and all the AI and all the systems they're going to use to monitor everything we do.
Cash won't crash, will it? All the other things are going to go down. It's giving lots of people problems. And it's just unnecessary. It's just another way of the government, being nosy and want to know what we're doing. They should keep their nose out of other people's business and get on with their own business.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They didn't manage to find Angela Rayner's dodgy tax regimen, did they?
Wait till they dig even deeper on the rest of them. I mean, she won't be the only one. I mean, she's the only one that, she's been caught and started crying her eyes out. But there's many more of them that's in that Labour government that will have done it. And yes, I'm making assumptions, but they're crooks in suits, aren't they, the government?
Oh, they are. Where are you at the moment, Charlie?
I live in Marbella, so I'm in Marbella.
I thought you were. How's it down there? Is it better than here?
Oh, blimey. That's a no-brainer, isn't it? I moved here about 15 months ago, and best thing I ever done. To get out of the UK. We still have a company in there called Wefix London, and yes, we do take cash, but all with an invoice for all the busybodies start coming on saying we're fiddling. And it suits a lot of people. It suits a lot of people to pay by cash, and a lot of people just don't trust giving your card out all the time, and they keep saying to you, it's not gone through. So then you've got to check your bank statement. It's just so wrong. It's just another way of controlling controlling people with their money, and they're charging you to draw cash out. They're charging you to put cash in the bank. I mean, who do they think they are? Who are these people that are telling us what to do with our hard-earned money and how we can spend it?
Oh, yeah, they don't tell us more than that, don't they? Try and control every single aspect of our lives these days. Listen, if you ever feel that you're short of company down in Marbella and you want a refugee, I think I'm probably going to be first in the queue. It ain't going to be long, Charlie, until I say something that upsets Starmer.
Bad, isn't it? That's for sure. But no, I've got plenty. Sorry, I don't mean like that. Yeah, you're very welcome, as long as you bring cash.
There you are. I'll do that. It would have to be the euro though, and as a Brexiteer, that might make me a tad uncomfortable. No, I'm only joking. Charlie, thank you ever so much for coming on the programme.